Hello my friends, it's Jen Pitta with By the Shore Stamping. Welcome into another episode of our new color week. We're on day 3, showcasing the brand new Stampin' Up! Brand new colors that are in the new catalog that came out on June 1st. So the catalog is our big, beautiful annual catalog, and we had a color revamp in that catalog. So each day this week I'm featuring a different project with a new color combination. So today's color combo is using Poppy Parade, which is a returning in color, Balmy Blue, which is a brand new blue, and of course a little Crumb Cake, of course, right? So that's our color theme for today. And I'm using the brand new stamp set called Sea of Textures, and we're also using the coordinating dies. So let me show you those. I love these dies. I love the stamp set. I wasn't quite sold on the octopus, but I have since named him Fred, and he is now my friend. So I do like him now. He's growing on me quickly, and we're going to use Fred today. But we also have all these amazing die cuts. So I love this little netting, and we're going to use that today. And this little strip here cuts out some little fish. That one's really fun too, and we're going to use the octopus today as well. And then there's all these other ones that I'm not using today that are just as fun, these little sand dollars and the seaweed. So it's a really fun die set. And of course you can get it in a bundle and save 10% on that. So let's go ahead and start our card. So today's card actually I'm not going to use the Poppy Parade ink or the Balmy Blue ink. I'm only using Crumb Cake for today's card, but we do have those pops of color from the new color collection. So this is the Balmy Blue, and then this is the Poppy Parade. I already pre-cut the little netting from the Balmy Blue cardstock using the dies, but just to save us a little bit of time, but it's one of my favorite. I love it. All right, I may have a sneeze coming on, so I apologize in advance, but let's go ahead and get started. We've got a Crumb Cake base, and that is 8.5 by 5.5. So I'm just gonna fold that in half to make my card base. And I am going to open that back up again because I want to cut some little fishies in the front of my card. So I'm going to pull my Big Shot in. I'm hoping it won't be too close to the camera. Let me pull this in. I just did an order, and I meant to order some new mats or cutting mats, and I totally forgot. But do you think I need some? I'm not even sure this magnetic plate is going to work because these are so well loved at the moment, but we're going to use it anyway. All right, it doesn't really matter too much in terms of placement for this, so I'm not too worried about it. So let me grab, they're stuck. Hold on, I need 2 hands. I'm going to grab the little fishy from here, and let me look at the card from the front. So I want them to go, I'm going to have them going in both directions. So I'm just going to stick it down somewhere on this card, probably about there. I want them kind of close to the edge because I have a little cluster of stuff over here. So I want them to show from under there. Whoops, dropping stuff. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick this in here. And I'm going to roll that through. And then here, I'll move it over so you can see. So you can see there's all sorts of little baby fishy, and how cute would these little fishies be for like a little shaker card. I have to collect a lot of fishies for that, but I just think they're so cute. So I'm just gonna wipe those off on my desk, and then we'll do the other way. And I'm gonna turn the fishies over so that they're facing the other direction. I'm trying to get, there we go, I got the excess out of there. And I'm going to put it a little bit different positioning. And then we're going to just go ahead and roll that through. All right, and then one more time, I'm going to turn it over again. Get the little fishies out of there. Wipe off those. And then I got to clean the craft room today. It's a little crazy. And then I'm just going to put it, actually, what am I going to do? I'm going to do this like that. Okay. And whoop, it moved. Sorry, having technical difficulties here today. Like that. And then roll that through. Perfect. Okay. So there is that. And now you'll see our little fishies. Clean that out in a second. Wipe that off. Let's get this out of the way. Alright, so now we have our little window of fishies. I'm going to actually poke out these that didn't come out. Okay, we got all of those out of the way. And then I'm going to put a little white sheet inside, because if I leave it like closed like this, when you see through, you can't really see the definition between the fish because the background is the same color. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tape this down. And I am going to put it kind of close to the edge, more so than I normally would, just because I want all the fishies to be white. So now you can see when I close it that there's white showing beneath it. It just makes that pop a little bit more. Okay, so next up, we're going to take the stamp set, and I'm going to use this little background piece, and I'm going to stamp that along the bottom using Crumb Cake ink. And I am going to do a little bit of stamp on, stamp off. So I'm going to stamp direct to the paper here. I'm going to re-ink it because it was only half. Now I'm going to stamp off and do the whole thing. And I'll do, just so you know what I mean. So when I just stamped that, I stamped only a piece of that. So if I was to stamp this again, this section right here would be full strength instead of being stamped off. So that's why I re-inked it only to stamp it off again, if that makes sense. Hopefully. I'm going to go ahead and stamp off again. We'll do that there. And then one more full strength there. Just to give it a little bit of texture on the bottom. Then I'm going to take my little mat here, my little net rather, and I'm going to kind of overlay that onto the card around there. Just going to put a little bit of tape down, and then I'll stick this down on top of the tape. Okay, then we're going to take this little piece here. I'm going to pop that up, and right about there. I'm not going to see much of that one, but that's okay. And I forgot to get the, oh my goodness, I forgot to get the big dimensionals again today, but these will work fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull those off. All right, we'll stick that right about there. Okay, then we need to stamp our little octopus, and I'm just using Crumb Cake again, and I think I stamped him off. So let's just see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I stamped him off. All right, so let's go ahead, do that again. Stamp off, and then stamp onto my white sheet. Okay, now we're going to bring the Big Shot back because we're going to cut out the little octopus. So we'll put him down. And I don't know where my pokey tool is, so I'll use my scissors. There's some stuff still in here from the last time I used it, so I'm just going to poke that out through the holes. All right, and then I'm going to line up. I find it's easiest to line this guy up by looking at his head and this little doodad here, and then you can kind of slide it to make sure you've got everything lined up the way it should be, because this part right here doesn't look like it lines up. But as long as you get the rest of it lined up, you should be good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, slide him through. And then you get your little die cut octopus. So let me put him aside and move this out of the way again. All right, and I'm just going to pop out those little pieces. There's one there that sometimes doesn't come out, and one here that sometimes doesn't come out. And then we're going to, whoops, lay that flat onto the card. Just regular adhesive. All right, do that here. And then I'm going to really test myself here. I have a little itty bitty piece of Balmy blue. And I actually think I used soft suede on this, but this one is pretty dark, so I'm going to go ahead and just use the Crumb Cake again. Let's see if I can get this on here. It's going to be tricky. A little high. Let me try one more time. Do a little slouch stamping. Not bad. All right, I'm going to cheat. I have one more. Let's try it again. I'm really testing some skills. You could easily just stamp this on cardstock. Look at that. Beautiful. You could stamp this on cardstock first and then just trim it down, which is probably the easier way to do it, but I like to have a challenge. All right, so last step, I'm going to make little banner ends in each of these sides. And I'll have a cute little banner. 1 and 2. Cut that, and then just a little bit of adhesive. And I'm going to stick that kind of over his little leggies here. Make sure it's straight. There. Okay, and there is your finished card. Oh, and you know what I'm probably going to do, because I didn't notice this before on the other one, I'm going to probably cover this side too, just to kind of cover that mess, because that's not pretty at all. So yeah, I don't have another piece here, or I would do it now. But yeah, I'll just cut another piece of the white, cover that here, and you know what we'll do, just because we want it to look finished, I'm going to go ahead and stamp a little Fred in the corner here. I'm going to stamp him off again. And normally I probably would kind of stamp him in the corner, but I don't want to stamp onto the cardstock, so I'm just going to stamp a whole Fred right here in the corner. And what else can I put in here? Maybe I'll use the little netting stamp that matches, and some Balmy blue, Balmy. And I'll just kind of stamp a little bit background there. Just winging it here. There we go. So then we have a cute little inside to match. And I'll cover that so that's not ugly anymore. All right. So there is today's card, day 3. So if you've been following along with us this week, we've already done the little rhino. I love that one. And that was using, I'm going to test myself here, Grapefruit Grove, Soft Seafoam, Gray Granite, and a little bit of Coastal Cabana. And then this one was yesterday's, and we used Petal Pink and Granny Apple Green along with some Crumb Cake. And then we're on day 3, and we have Mr. Fred and Poppy Parade and Balmy Blue and Crumb Cake. So we are 3 days in. I've got, what, 5 more projects to share with you this week using different colors that are new in the 2019 annual catalog for Stampin' Up. If you decide to order before June 15th, you will receive, if you use this host code, it's U7NB3XGU. I don't make those up. They come up automatically. Nothing to be remembered quickly for sure. But that is the code to use if you want to receive a free embellishment with your first order from the new catalog. If you don't have a new catalog and you would like one, feel free to shoot me an email at Jen, Jen, Pitta, Pitta, at Comcast.net, and I'd be happy to send one out to you if you don't already have a demonstrator. And use the code and I will send you some free bling in your thank you card. And we do have a Facebook Live class coming later this month too, so you can get kits for that as well. And then if you're loving these new colors but don't want to, there's 16, not including the new ink colors, so there's actually a total of 21 brand new colors in the new catalog. And we will be doing a color club with 16 of those colors. So you can earn those or purchase those colors on a budget, so to say. So I kind of went over this yesterday and the day before as well, but I'll just quickly review in case you didn't see those. You get 2 colors every month. So say this month was Balmy Blue and Poppy Parade. You would get Balmy Blue, Poppy Parade, ink pads, refills, and markers. And then you would also get a little sampling of goodies from me from the new catalog as a thank you in your little box each month. And then if you join the color club, which is $35 a month, you also would get to be hostess for 1 month, and that you would get to pick $25 in free product that month to use for whatever you want. But I would recommend getting the new color cardstock pack, because then you'd have cardstock to match all your new colors, and you could pick something else as well, and I would explain that to you once we're fully in club. But it's $35 and you would get to be the hostess 1 month for those freebies. You would also get your colors collection over the 8-month time frame, and if you join during In Color Club, I'm going to give you this really fun color swatch booklet for free as well. So I would make this up for you, and you would have all of the colors handy, so you could kind of use them as paint chips and see what goes with what, and really be able to compare to your paper to see what would match best. So if you had pattern paper or something and you want to know what cardstock would match it best, you'd be able to use this little tool to do that. So that is part of the new Color Club as well. So that is only if you join Color Club during this week, during New Color Week. This will be included. All right. I think that's enough of my babbling for today. We will see you tomorrow for another episode of New Color Week. We will be featuring a new color combination, and yeah, I'm excited to share again with you tomorrow. So see you soon. Have a great day.